I'm coming in loud and clear. Might hear me on the radio. Breaker, breaker, 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains of North Carolina. Tonight I wanted to take a moment to talk about this. This is a beautiful little scanner I picked up. If you've been paying close attention to my videos, I have a Bearcat XL175 that I picked up at a Hamfest years ago. Just a 16 channel, really basic unit, kind of a classic look really. But it works great, scans through the channels, and since about 90% of the traffic that is local law enforcement, sheriffs, fire, EMT, whatever you want to go with, they're still pretty much all analog in this area, which is really nice, so it's functional. Now, sometime later, I picked up a Realistic Pro 2000, which is a pretty small unit. I think I made a video on it, and it worked great. I had that inside the house. I have it hooked to that tram. I think it's a 1411 scanner, discount scanner antenna. And unfortunately, the LED, or the LCD screen, I should say, failed on it. So it would still turn on and was still scanning and doing its thing, but you couldn't program anything new, you couldn't change anything, you couldn't make any adjustments with it because you just couldn't see what was going on with it. So been keeping an eye out for a replacement, and I came across this. This is the Realistic Pro 2021. Isn't that interesting? I'm reviewing it in 2021. It's futuristic, you know. This is really, really nice, and I wasn't going to make a video on it. There's other videos out there on this, but I liked it so much that I decided I was going to make a video on it. I've gone ahead and programmed about 160 of the available 200 channels that are programmable for this. Cool thing about it, here's a picture of the front up close. Yeah, but I'm going to turn this around so you can see what I'm talking about while I talk about it. But on the back here, you got this little plastic cover. It's battery backed. So slap a 9-volt in there, and even as this thing stays unplugged for a considerable amount of time, that 160 some odd channels I've programmed in there are going to stay programmed in. On the back, nothing too particularly impressive. It does have your 120 out. It does have the ability to run it off of a 12-volt source, 13.8, so car battery, whatever, if you needed to run something off-grid. It does have a plug for an external speaker. You can also use that for earphones, by the way. That doubles as both. And then you do have two antenna jacks. I've got it plugged in. I'm sorry, one's an antenna jack, the other one's monitor or like tape out. You can record that was kind of a thing back in the day. I'm not sure that would be all that useful now, but it's still kind of cool to have a feature. And then in the back we have that RCA out, and we have a place where an antenna would have gone. This one did not come with it. I've got a PL259 connector to RCA connector hooked up, and I've got it hooked up to the antenna up top, and I'll turn it on here and we'll go through it. But on the front, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to move the camera a little closer and I'll talk about the rest of this as I go. On the front, before I turn it on, you can see it's not a lot to it. It does have a volume, it does have squelch, and then over here we have the ability to manually enter in information. Scan, obviously, self-explanatory. Manual, punch in a code, punch in your frequency that you want to listen to, and you're good to go. Delay, you can change how fast this thing scans through or how long it stays on a channel once it has found somebody talking. Speed, again, so delay is how long it's going to stay after the last transmission. Speed is how quickly it's going to roll through the numbers. Priority channels, I haven't really messed with that. Clear, if you've messed up, you can retype it. And program, and I'll show you how to program one in. I'll just pick a random number, but it's amazing how simple it was. Some of these are a little difficult without a manual to figure out. This one, I read through it and I was like, oh, that's super simple. So yeah, let's turn this thing on, and it's daytime, so not tons hopefully going on a weekday, but we'll see. And it'll just roll through. As you can see, I got a ton of stuff programmed with those 10 banks of 10 entries each, and it'll just keep going. And what I'll probably do is just let this thing roll. I'll film a clip of it when it actually does find something so you can hear the sound quality of it. But it works pretty darn well. I'm pretty happy with it. So I've got speed here I can show you. You can slow it way down if you want to spend a little more time. And then you can go back to full speed. So not bad there. All right, so let me squelch it off there. If I want to program, turn the volume down here. If I want to program something, well, you punch in the number here. So let's go with what it has, 155.1.145.0, and then you hit enter, and that's it. You have programmed a channel. So literally that's as simple as it is. you just want to move to a next, your next like blank channel would be nice. You can do that as well by manually entering it in. But it's great. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll just let the camera roll. I'll edit out all the static, and we will see how long it takes to hear some local chatter. Because it's middle of the day, not too active. Nighttime, obviously, that usually gets active.
Traffic zone 1. 2256, 2256, Dave Buck Road. Cross street to Happy Valley Road and King Road. I'm in our fraud.
What I'll usually do if I'm listening while I've got this inside is, second I hear a voice coming through on a channel, I'll just turn the squelch off so it stays on that channel indefinitely till I'm ready to have it cycle through again.
Third-party information. See that you received text messages from the female making threats of 1094. 5 means of pills.
43297. Willow Springs.
I'll get the 144 ran. Record fire's been started on yours.
7381. That's 125-277-381. Check 29s as well.
10.
43.
First 1030 Burleson, Delta suspended. Better to file insurance, fished out of Unicoi. Second 1030 Arnold, Delta valid. Still attempting on your records.
10-4, can you call your caller back? I was in the walk out and talk to him.
10-4 will try. He was extremely 1056, just 1014.